So what do we need for this better system, this system of common law? Well, we need, first of all, we need an identity. We need an identity, and that, of course, is our signature. Oops. And remember, there are two worlds here. We've got the real world, and then we've got the paper world. And here, this is one of the problems we've got. We've got a division of worlds. We need both these worlds, but they're separate. And this world has another problem. You know, you can fake a signature, forge the signature. But we need it. We still need it nevertheless. And then we also need to know what is our property. And for that we need a title. Again, paperwork world. And we need to know our agreements, our contracts. And that is, of course, again, contracts is in the paperwork world. And there's one more, remember, is money, gold, business. So that in the real world is gold. But over here we've got fungible titles. Fungible titles. So it's really still just property. Now, but we need this. And these two worlds are separate. Now, how can we make an improvement? We can already make an improvement of this with a new technology we've got, and that is blockchain. So we can have here blockchain. Blockchain can do all these things. So that is already a massive step up from paperwork, because paperwork is open to human error. Look at money, gold, fungible titles. Paperwork is accounting. So you can fiddle the books. Well, in blockchain you can't. And the same, titles and signatures, that can all be fiddled around with, changed. In blockchain you can't. But there's still a problem. You see, blockchain is still in a separate world. It's not yet connected to the real world. So it's an improvement on the paperwork, but it still does not connect the two worlds together. We need a bit more. And in fact, there's two more things we need. You see, there's another problem here in blockchain there's two types of blockchain. We've got centralized blockchain, that is under the control of a small group of people, and they can do whatever they want to anyone on the blockchain. So we don't want that. That is what the state is trying to do, centralized blockchain. But what we want is decentralized. So everyone is fair and square across the blockchain and open sourced. Everyone can see the code and check that it is fair and square. So it's got to be open sourced, decentralized blockchain. But furthermore, the internet itself is centralized. So that's another big problem. You can just turn off the internet and the blockchain collapses. Turn off the mobile phone network, the blockchain collapses. So we need an alternative communications network. So this is, again, if we've got that, communications, we need that. And we have now got that. Again, this is now new technology, thanks to a guy called Nicholas. He's an inventor, very, very clever guy. We've got a new breakthrough in two-way radio, and we can actually create a radio mesh network. In other words, a mobile phone network, essentially a smartphone network, but it won't need any of these towers. It works through Bluetooth, phone to phone, phone to phone. And this will be unstoppable. You can't turn it off. There's no centralized location. It works between all the phones. The only way to turn it off is collect up all the phones. So this technology is here now, and we're working on building this. And with that, we can also build an alternative internet, because that is the basis of a network of phones. We can have a network of computers connected through the same system. That is an internet, but unstoppable internet. That's one more thing we need. So that will allow us to have a truly decentralized blockchain. But there's one more thing we need, is a link. A link between these two worlds. I've got to get across between this abstract computer world, paperwork world, to the real world, real objects. And again, thanks to this guy, Nicholas, we have got that now. We have got that now. On a blockchain, we've got two things. We have got the coin, the money, think of Bitcoin, and that acts like gold. You can make it, behave exactly like gold, but it keeps it absolutely fair and square and incorruptible. So you've got the coin, but that is fungible. It's all the same, moves across, moves across. Then you've got something else called an NFT. This is a non-fungible token. This is a fungible token, which is money. Remember, money is a fungible title or fungible token. But now we've got a non-fungible token. So they're all different. This could be an individual title. So this could be an asset. You could have an asset as an NFT because it's an individual asset and you'll be able to pass this around through the blockchain. But remember, this is still just the paperwork, the title of the asset. The NFT is only the title, not the asset. But with this link, we can link this actual title, this NFT, to the real asset. How do we do it? Well, through Nicholas's very clever invention, we split the NFT into two halves. Half of the NFT is on the blockchain, and half of the NFT is on the object. In other words, it goes to a little microchip. So we have a little microchip. We have a little microchip on the object. So half of the NFT is on the blockchain, on the computer, but half of the NFT is on the object, a little tiny microchip. So if I have an object like this crystal, I can embed the chip inside here, and if I seal it over in such a way you can't get it out, then what that effectively means is that object has become semi-digital. I can scan that with my mobile phone, and that will bring me up to the NFT on the blockchain that this is. In other words, this object itself now, thanks to this little mini computer embedded in it, is now registered or recorded directly onto the blockchain. Now, in order to pass this or buy and sell this, it's not, I don't buy and sell the NFT, I have to scan the object itself, and only then can I pass the object across. So the value of it is exchanged through the blockchain, but the object itself has to be passed across. The new owner has to scan it to confirm they've received the object itself before the money is exchanged back the other way. Now we've got a genuine link of doing business, transferring assets through this division of an NFT into two halves. And this is a cryptography, a very clever high-level cryptography. I'm going to leave a link to another video where I talk about this in more detail, and I'll leave a link to the website where I talk about this in more detail. Now, I've called this project Entify. This whole project I've called Entify because Entify is a real word. It means to give objective existence to something, create an entity. Because that's what we're doing. We're giving objective existence to blockchain. We're bringing this paperwork world, this abstract computer world into existence. This physical object now has become an NFT. I have brought an NFT into this physical object, Entify. And there's three aspects to this system. The first aspect is blockchain itself. So we need to have a blockchain. So that gives you the background, the basis of it. Then we need to have a communication system that is truly decentralized. That is this radio mesh network that will ultimately be a smartphone network, but it's a completely independent smartphone network. It won't be like anything we've seen before. It'll be a one-off payment. You just got to buy the phone. Then everything on it is free. And there's no contract. It is yours outright. It will be a sovereign business. And then the third thing you need after blockchain and the communications is this link. This link between the real world and the abstract computer world. We need this little microchip system. But this link is very, very clever because not only can we create a link to an object like this, but I can use this little microchip to create a card. So I could have here, let's use this bit here. This little object could become a card, a credit card. And this chip is an NFC chip, near field communication. Literally a credit card, contactless payment. But this will be an identity card. But we shall call it a self-sovereign identity card. Only you will be able to access this card. It's unhackable. You can't hack it. The cryptography is very, very good. It's called post-quantum cryptography. Even a quantum computer cannot hack it. It's future-proof. And again, you've got to look at the website for more details about this. But essentially we can create an identity card that we can have as sovereigns, and this will act as our signature. In other words, we can sign by tapping our card to something. We will have a unique number connected to a unique signature, and it's through this card, which is a division of an NFT. And on the NFT we can put more information. We can have information that we need on this card about our identity. In other words, we can put out, for example, photographs or digital versions of our affidavits on here. A photograph of our signature to prove it's our signature. A little video of us signing to prove that is our signature. We can have all sorts of stuff on here. We could also have a voice print, myself speaking an oath on here. So this gives a very high value to this identity card, because this card represents my character. And we can also then, because of this card, we can use this card to build the blockchain. In other words, the users of this blockchain must have this identity card. Now remember, it's a self-sovereign identity card. Only you can access it, so there's no risk here. This is not like the state digital ID, which would be centralized. This is completely decentralized, self-sovereign, running across a totally independent communications network. And this is near-field communication. This will work offline. It's in the card itself. I just touch the card to the phone. That's all I need. The phone does not need to be online for this to work. This is very, very exciting stuff. And because every user of the blockchain has this identity card, it guarantees every user on this blockchain is a real individual man or woman. There are no fake accounts. There can be no AI accounts on here. This is a way we can create a network for living men and women only. No artificial accounts. And it's totally outside the corporate world. And we can do business with each other through a coin. Ultimately we'll create our own coin. This will be Ent coin. Because ultimately we're going to create our own blockchain from scratch. That's the end goal. And we'll be able to build a brand new blockchain of a whole nother level because of this technology. And we'll be able to build a whole new internet, which we'll call the internet, the Entinet, the Entinet. It's a totally different system. And we're going to build, the first thing we're going to build is a communications network, a chat network. So we'll have social media, and we need that immediately. We'll have social media chat network between sovereigns with this independent communications network, so we can start building, communicating across the globe together, independently, totally private. There's another way of looking at this. Common law is in the private. Corporate law is in the public. This is the public. This is the private. Now this might not be quite right what I'm saying. This is my way of saying it. This is the real world. It's private, sovereign. This is the made up world. It's public, where you are, that somebody is telling you who you are. You are a corporation. Hang on, I never said I am. Yeah, you're a member of the public. We control you all. So we want to go back to the private. We don't want to be a corporate. Even in business, we're still doing business privately. No tax. We're not interested in tax. Where does that tax go? It goes to the Crown Corporation. What do? They use that money for the rules of acquisition, pillaging across the globe. So we don't want any money to go there. We've got to keep it on this side, the private side. And this system, Entify, is the first realistic system that could do this. And we could operate an entire system of parliament, let's say, with this. Because we've got self-sovereigns, proven individuals with this card, we can have an election and cast a vote by touching this card. And the members, or not the members, the people in Parliament who want to offer their services as public servants or private servants, they themselves will have to have this card. And they will have to have an affidavit of character. So it will be a genuine meeting of minds. Every single one of us will be signing a contract openly and honestly. It's not going to be a cross. This will all be above board, sovereign. We can have a sovereign parliament through this, a direct democracy, and we can also have a lawful system. We can set up a court through this. The blockchain entity can arbitrarily select jury members through the blockchain, and they cast their vote through their card. This is all above board, incorruptible, no human error. In other words, we are creating a trust, but the trustee is the blockchain itself, infallible and incorruptible. And we can build an entire new system of government, not really government, let's call it parliament, and finance. We can build a whole new economy, but a genuine, real free market economy based on gold or based on credit, but credit done knowingly, private credit. We have to sign it for our own character. In other words, if I'm going to create credit, I actually have to pay it off. So this is not a dishonest world. This is a more honest world. This is a more responsible world. This is irresponsible. Remember, the very purpose of a corporation is to absolve anyone of responsibility. You can do great evil here, but no one is responsible. You can't over here. It will all boil back to your signature, your character, or your sovereign identity card. So this is going to be a small system at the beginning because people might not want to join it. I've got to put my name on the line. I'd much rather be in the corporate world. I can sort of do what I like. I've got liability. Yeah. So, but this is genuinely a better system. And this is the answer. So we're working on this. So do stay tuned. The technology is here. This ability to create the card is here. And it is patented. The cryptography is patented. And the communication system is here. We have now got a unit that can be used to create this wireless radio mesh communications. The only thing we're working on now is putting it all together into a chat network, a social media network for sovereigns. And this will be, again, check out the Sovereign Project. I'll leave the link below to their website. Very, very important project. They're doing something. They're collecting all the sovereigns together. They've created what they call the Sovereign Fraternity. And that's a fraternity of businesses. So businesses, all the sovereign businesses work together. We've got a whole new society. But we need a method of linking all these businesses together. And Entify is the way. This is the best and the first, only realistic global solution. This is a global self-sovereign solution. This here is global centralized solution, a global monopoly. That's why they want a global world. They want to impart UCC across the globe. It's the Crown Corporation operating under the rules of acquisition. The rules of acquisition, I want everything. All comes to the Crown Corporation. Now the sovereign system is actually smaller groups. You can create subgroups. It's going back to the living man and woman. You create a small group, and a small group links to bigger groups. So that's why you might have small councils for your village, bigger councils for your state, bigger councils for your country, and then you'll have bigger ones for internationally. And that's all fine as long as they're operating under this self-sovereign common law system. They're all just parliaments. Slightly different variations of a parliament, meeting of multiple minds. But they all must have their signature on it. Every single person must know what they're doing and sign that agreement of a parliament. It can't be just an X. It's got to be sovereign, common law, natural law. And this is the way. So I hope this made sense. Please do leave any questions or comments below. I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and I'm going to have to make a lot of videos talking about this and more details about how this is going to work. But they'll be coming in time, and do keep an eye on the website. That will be updated time to time. And also you can join the Sovereign Fraternity, the Sovereign Project, which I thoroughly recommend because they will keep you informed of everything as well. And they'll get you on the network, a much, much bigger network. Ultimately, we all want to join all the networks together into one. It's got to be one big network to give us any chance. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please do check out the previous lectures in this series because they do all lead up to this one. And I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.